Well, hello guys and gals, and welcome back to another edition of Euro Truck Simulator 2 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. So I had every intentions of posting a really long 3.5 hour live stream from last night where Alex, Dan, and Jimmy Dolly and myself were on the multiplayer server and did a long convoy from I think London all the way over into Poland. It was quite a run. I wrecked a couple of times because stupid little things like moving the mouse the wrong direction, yeah, it took over my steering. It was nasty. But anyways, I tried some new audio settings because we were doing multiplayer, and it didn't quite work out right. So when I got to looking at the video, it was horribly distorted. It didn't sound right, didn't sound good. I was really loud, the rest of the guys were really soft, and it just wasn't a good piece of video. So I chose not to post that today. So instead I thought I would jump in truck and drive and do a little multiplayer, or do a little driving on the multiplayer server. So in doing so, that means I can't use any mods. The multiplayer, ets2mp.com is where you get the multiplayer. But the multiplayer doesn't allow you to use any mods, so you have to use, the stock trucks. Last night I drove with the Mercedes, and while that's a great vehicle to drive by yourself, when everybody else is in like a Scania or a Volvo, which everybody was in Volvos last night, they've got real big 700 horsepower motors, and I was in like a 500 horsepower motor and was completely underpowered versus them. And it made it really hard to keep up with them, and made me make some stupid mistakes along the way. So I have since changed over to the Scania. As you can see, we're in the Scania Streamline top line, and just to give you some specs on it, it's the 6x4 top line, left-hand drive, 730 horsepower on it, and I've got the 925 gearbox in it, no retarder on it. I'm getting away from using the retarder, just because I never use it. I use the Jake brake most of the time, and I wanted some extra buttons to use for things like having a push to talk button on my steering wheel, so when we're doing the multiplayer stuff, that comes in handy. So anyways, I've got the little Christmas Christmas paint scheme going, little snowman guy. There's a lot of different Christmas stuff you can do, but I didn't really like some of the Christmas stuff as much as I did the wintry package. So this is part of the winter paint package that you can get. But anyways, that's what we're going to be driving today. And route-wise, going into the job market, we're going to head over and take this run here. It's an excavator, and we're going to haul it from here to here. I don't even try to pronounce the names here in Poland because I'm, like I said, I'm a dumb American and don't know the names of all the cities. So anyways, we'll fire this puppy up, and we will get started. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the run, and we'll just try to have a good time with it. Yeah, one of the things I did last night was that really messed me up quite a bit was I knew we were going to record, and usually I get a little message from Alex saying, hey, you ready to go? Or vice versa, I usually give him a little message and say, hey, are you ready to go? And anyways, I was messing around in Arma, and I guess he figured I was busy in Arma, and he didn't want to bother me, and so it was kind of, all of a sudden I realized time had gotten away from me, and I jumped into the game so I could join him. I forgot to put track IR on, which made driving that much more interesting, and I was using my mouse, and that caused me quite a bit of pain and headache. At one point, I went over to kind of move the camera in cab a little bit so I could showcase the little bobblehead doll that I had inside. And when I did, I swung over and instead of moving the camera over, my mouse took control of the steering wheel and did an abrupt left-hand turn, and I wrecked, really jackknifed on the interstate. So yeah, I had my share of fun. And then, like I said, I had that underpowered truck that I was driving, and the other guys at traffic lights or at toll booths would power out, and they'd leave me behind, and then I'd have to push so hard to catch up with them that I'd end up running up on them, and then somebody would brake check, and I'd just about slam into the back of them. It made it not a wonderful excursion. Not to mention the fact that I had some troll in chat just telling sick racist jokes, and I had to keep pulling off the road every 5 minutes to to kick him out, because kicked him out, he started a new account, kicked him out again, he started a new account. So it's one of those things, I really get tired of people and their tasteless jokes, and just being a troll in general. So and that kind of messed me up, because I'd have to, in multiplayer you can't just pause. Like if I was playing in single player, I could just pause the game, boot somebody out of the chat, and it's no big deal. In multiplayer you can't. On the multiplayer server, you pretty much have everything in real time. If your vehicle's moving, you can't do any kind of, you can't check the map or any of that stuff while your vehicle's moving. So you pretty much have to, it's like if you were driving in real life, more so than the actual game is. So it presents issues when you're trying to stream and you don't have a moderator and you don't have the ability to boot somebody. But the good news is today there's supposed to be an announcement from the folks at YouTube that will about some chat bot implementation into the live streams, and so I'm really excited about that, because that'll free me up to play the game more and have to worry less about moderating chat. So I'm looking forward to that. So the one thing about multiplayer, if you've never done it before, and this one has the winter theme on it for the winter. They have a season. They basically have a season package for every season, and it's autumn before, and now it's into winter, and it will snow every once in a while, depending on how you have the weather turned up. I need to go in and turn the rain up so it snows even more often. I'll remember to do that later on today. But the multiplayer server is really cool. It has all the AI traffic eliminated, so the only traffic on the server is the people driving at the time. So right now there are currently 302 people on the server. I'm on Euro 1 and driving on it. And now the one thing about it is, since there's no AI on it, you can take your turns a little bit more. You don't have to look as much for traffic, and you can see what traffic is around you, like where the other players are, because little blue dots will show up on my mini map to let me know that there's other drivers around me. So yeah, it's a different experience. And for me, it's different in getting back into driving the stock top heavy trucks. It's been so long since I've driven them, and I'm used to driving mainly, the American style trucks. Getting back into driving the European trucks is been a little bit of a change for me. So yeah. But it's fun, and it's something different to do. Um, and you really have to, pay more attention to your speeds and stuff like that on here. You can't just be stupid. And I did something really stupid last night in the stream. I got a little frustrated last night because I had to deal with the troll in chat, and that obviously is a little bit frustrating when you're in a convoy, because at the time we had there was 5 trucks in a we won't call it convoy, but we'll call it a caravan. We had 5 trucks together traveling at the same time, and when you just got to pull off the side of the road and stop to boot somebody out of chat, that means everybody else is gone, and then you got to play catch up with them, because you can't really ask them to stop. Now I think Jimmy was streaming and Alex was streaming, but both of Jimmy, I know Alex has a handful of moderators that are on during his live stream, so it's a little bit easier for him. He doesn't have to deal with all that stuff. But I'm not really sure about Jimmy. Jimmy may have been recording and not streaming, but it's a challenge when you have to pull off the side of the road, do what you got to do, and then you got to get back on. You got to catch up with people. And in the process of it, one of the things that was going on was Alex was delivering, or we were following Alex. Alex was doing a route out to Poland. The only route I could get that was close to him was down in Czechoslovakia. And so my run wasn't as close, so my GPS was telling me to go one way and not matching up with them. Anyways, they got off the interstate while I was trying to catch up with them, and I passed them. I passed the exit around Berlin, and there was no easy way to get back on the route, so my frustration got the better of my judgment, and I thought, I'll just back up a little bit here. And I was backing up. There was nobody around, and I tried to do a U-turn on the interstate, and I ended up getting head on by a guy, which I tell you that whole story to go back to, hindsight, I feel like a heel for doing it because some other guy hit me, and I know it's just a game or whatever, but I know better than to do that. And I shouldn't have done it. It's multiplayer, and if I had to come around the corner and there had been somebody turning around in the middle of the interstate, I would have been what an idiot, and talking smack about him. So just goes to show, sometimes we all make stupid mistakes. So yeah, I have to be a little bit more forgiving of people when I see them doing things like that, and realize that maybe there's something going on that maybe I don't know about or something, and my case was I was trying not to hold 4 other people up, but at the same time I should have just either rescued myself back to Berlin and or just driven the long way around to get back to those guys. But that's the issue when you're trying to do live stream stuff and make things work for the live stream, and make bad decisions like that. So it was not it was an entertaining live stream, but it was full of me making lots of mistakes. But the worst thing was I set the audio up completely wrong. I can't believe no one watching the live stream said anything about it, because I was way too loud, and the guys were real soft behind me, and I got to work on that today, making sure that particular way I have things set up, I never set it up that way before, and I'm changing some things around because of the way that Alex does his things, and trying to make my system match his so that we're doing things the same way, because the way he records is a little bit different than what I'm used to. So in doing so, I'm making some changes how I set up my recordings, and I'm having to learn, and I'm making some mistakes along the way. So yeah, I hope you guys will bear with me on that. Yeah, hopefully I'll get it all worked out. Well, I know I'll get it all worked out. It's just what really honestly is I messed up last night and playing Arma and messing around in Arma, and I rushed to get in. I didn't even change, like, I realize now I didn't change all of my graphics on the live stream. I didn't change the header on it, so it still said I was playing Farm Sim. And I mean, I rushed into it. I should have had all that stuff set up ahead of time. I just lost track of time going in and playing Arma, so it just wasn't, I didn't put my best foot forward. But you know, those that did watch the stream, I hope you enjoyed it. It's always humorous to see me wreck, especially when it's me just doing something stupid. And what it is when I do use the mouse to control the camera, you just move your mouse left and right, obviously, and that just moves your camera. But if you hold down your right mouse button, and it suddenly decides it wants to take over steering the vehicle. And yeah, so what happened is I've been playing Construction Sim and have gotten used to moving the camera around in it. You hold down your right mouse button and you move the camera around, and I've gotten used to doing that, so much so that I've started finding myself doing that in other games, and it's been messing me up quite a bit. So, oops. Speeding ticket. Didn't even see the speed change. Love those speed traps in this. I sort of have forgotten about the speeding ticket. Confession, I have a mod that I use when I play normally that gets rid of all the fines. It's No Police Mod, I think is the name of it. And because I've been using it, I've gotten used to not worrying about those speed traps as much. So coming back onto the multiplayer server, I have to get used to really paying attention to those speed changes a little bit more. So one issue I have with the multiplayer server is there is no 64-bit version of multiplayer. It's only a 32-bit version. Something to the effect of it's too costly for them to make a 64-bit version of it, and apparently the software that you need to do, or I don't know all of it. I read a bunch of stuff on the forums, but apparently because I was trying to figure out how to get it to run in 64-bit, and I can't, and apparently there just is no support for 64-bit, so it doesn't run as good in 32-bit as it does for me in 64-bit. It's a little bit cleaner in 64-bit when I play my single-player stuff. Now also all of this is off the server, so it's also a little bit different than playing it on your rig at home. So there is a little bit of internet involved, and so I get a little herky-jerkiness when I'm trying to live. Well, last night when I was live streaming, I was having a little bit of herky-jerky every once in a while, so we'll see how that is in the next live stream we do. Still no traffic around. I'm shocked I haven't seen any other trucks around. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, so most of the street lights are on flash, which is nice. You don't get caught up in street signals or whatever. But anyways, so I thought I would do this video today for the daytime video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And then I'll probably do a little Farm Sim live stream this afternoon. So by the time this even gets up, I'm probably already going to be doing the Farm Sim live stream. But I did want to get a recording done this morning to replace, because I didn't find out that I guess we wrapped up the live stream around 2:30 in the morning, my time, and by the time YouTube and everything processed it, I'd already gone to bed. So I didn't find out until this morning when I woke up that the audio was way out of whack and sounded absolutely horrible. And it was just, I listened through it and I sat for a while and thought about it. I sent it to a friend and said, what do you think? Should I post this or not? And they kind of were like, nah, I wouldn't do it. Bad audio is bad audio. It reminded me of something Alex said last night. He was telling somebody that was wanting to get into YouTube or something. He was telling them something, and he said something to the effect of, people forgive you for bad video, but they won't for bad audio. And so I got to thinking about it, and I was like, I'm gonna let that one go. There'll be other multiplayers that I can post and put it up. So all this road construction, and I got the speeding ticket cause of it. It's weird. Some of them will have speed cameras in them, and some of them won't. That particular one had a speed camera in it, apparently. Alright. So, we're back up to 80, so I'm going to pick up my speed a little bit more. So we drove through here. I think this is it. Isn't this where the airport's at? I forget. One of these little areas here in Poland's got an airport. And last night as we drove through it, the plane took off right in the middle of it. It was kind of cool. This map really looks good though with the snow on it. It's really a great looking map. And of course it's not going to snow while I'm driving, which is sort of a bummer. I could stop and turn the snow, the rain up a little bit, but I'll adjust that in the next run. It usually snows though at some point. But you go through here at night in some of these towns around, they look really good. Oh, come on, take. Still having a little bit of an issue with my clutch, and I'm not so sure it's not the dead zone on it. So I need to sit down and check the dead zone on that for this particular game and see if that's what it is. I might have the dead zone too much, and that might be what it is. I think what it is I'm pushing it down all the way, and maybe I haven't fully moved the gear lever before I let it up. And because of the dead zone, I'm probably disengaging the clutch before it's actually registered I've changed gears. So alright. there's somebody. So yeah, if you've never played on the multiplayer, any traffic you see is another driver. You'll see their name over their head. Ooh, I got a little far over there. Yeah, that wasn't good. Oh well. It just crunched the front of my cute little snowman. It happens. I'm gonna get a reputation of not being able to do a run without hitting something. This is in fact the first real run I've done with this truck. I basically bought it and then drove it maybe 10 minutes. So this is the first actual run I've done with it, so getting used to this one. Because all the other Scanias I have are like the Scania R's. Because this particular model wasn't out when I first played the game. And I never, when I got the Scandinavian DLC and everything, I never drove the Mercedes. I didn't drive the big Scanias. Because by the time I had built my company up, I pretty much had settled into the Volvo. I started out with the Scania R. I drove it for a long time. And then I moved up because it had like the 500 horsepower motor in it. And then I found out that I could get the Volvo with the 700 in it, so I upgraded to the Volvo, and I drove the Volvo forever, and built my company up when I played the game legit, and I got my first 30 employees before I ever even thought about modding the game. And then I started modding the game and put new trucks in, stuff like that, and driving some modded trucks. And then once I started driving modded trucks, I never went back, It was one of those things. I probably had about 30 employees before I started modding. So yeah, it's snowing now on us. Just a little bit of snow, not much. You can see a little bit of it. But yeah, so after that run last night with the Mercedes, because here was my mentality. I thought, well, Alex runs I was watching Alex's stuff. What is this guy doing? So the question is this guy driving stupid, or is he a troll trying to block the interstate and mess me up? More than likely it's a troll. Signal him and maybe let him know I'm back here, so he stops swerving around. He acts like maybe he's having problems with desync, because I did see him desync there just for a little bit. But this is the thing about playing multiplayer. You've got to be real careful passing some of these people, because you never know what they're going to do. Yeah, he's desyncing a lot. You can see it. He's going to come over and hit me, I'll bet you. Well, so the other thing when you pass people is just keep in mind that go ahead and get well past them before you change lanes over on them. So I'm hoping I can get on past this guy. Trying to run it up so I can get well away from him. But yeah, get way away from people before you pull over on them. Because while you think you're, sometimes when you think you're way past them, you're not always. So, alright, so we managed to get through that without wrecking. And now I want to get away from him a little bit. But it's like he's going to speed up and get right on my bumper. Alright, I think I'm leaving him behind a little bit so I can back off and get back under the speed limit. Which I'm getting off up here. It looks like I can see my my job in the distance. Another truck coming this way. Alright, so it looks like our delivery is right up ahead. Is it Katowice? I don't know, I probably butchered that one. I find it's best for me not to try to actually pronounce the name of these particular cities, because I'm just gonna hose it anyways. Alright, so we're pulling in here. So here's the one thing about multiplayer also. Everybody uses the same spot to trailer in, and I said this the other day, it'd be cool if people would get in and get out. Don't sit in the menu system forever. But this guy clearly is just sitting here because his headlights are turned off. There's no telling how long he's been here. And to me, that's just inconsiderate of the other drivers that you have. You know, playing the game. These are no collision areas. You can probably faintly see it up in the top where it says no collision. So I'm not actually going to hit him when I back up, but it's nice if they get out of there so you don't have to actually even worry about it. Alright. Sweet, we're in Lake Flynn. Disconnect the trailer, and again, instead of sitting around and watching all this, show my results, get out of it, go back into drive mode, and get out of that spot. That's kind of the way I like to do it, because I don't like to. And then I can move over here, and if I need to find a job or something like that, I can do it where I'm not in the way of everybody else. So here he comes back with no headlights on or anything else like that. So anyways, so that's our little run today. We did okay. Actually, we got excellent on it. So my little slap of the guardrail didn't do too much damage. And got no idea what this guy's doing. No clue in the world what he's doing at all. You see a lot of this. You'll see a lot of people driving around in circles in the no collision zones, and I think it's more to annoy people or goofing off, and they think it's funny or whatever. So, yeah. So, and the biggest thing is you're new to multiplayer, you have to remember that any of these areas like this, it's a no collision zone, so you won't hit any other trucks when they're doing stupid things like that. And but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video for today. That's going to do it for this edition of Euro Truck Simulator 2. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And again, I wish I could have gotten the multiplayer video up from last night. It was interesting, to say the least. And it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. That was my first real, caravan of 5. At one point, we had 6 trucks in it. No, 7 trucks in it. So it was really cool, and it was a lot of fun. And hopefully, we'll do more of them. I think everybody who involved enjoyed it a lot, and I think we'll do some more of them. But and so I'll get another opportunity to do one for you guys, and we'll get it done here in the near future. So anyways, but I did want to do a little bit of, oh, now it starts to snow out in front of us. But I did want to do a little video on the multiplayer today, just to get a little wintry video done. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do new videos each day, and of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like it and give me a thumbs up. And don't forget about YouTube Gaming. If you haven't subscribed over on YouTube Gaming, make sure you do there. I've come to find out that all the streams are much better on YouTube Gaming, so make sure you watch us there, subscribe there, and that way you'll know when I'm broadcasting and you can catch the streams. Alright guys, take it easy, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.